Ontario's Minister of Indigenous Affairs was on the hot seat today at the Chiefs of Ontario 2023 Chiefs Assembly here in Thunder Bay.
The three-day conference began this morning at the Valhalla. Lee Noonan was there, and she joins us now in the studio with the details. Lee?
Thanks, Riley. Minister Greg Rickford took a lot of heated questions from the Chiefs during this morning's sessions, and while there were some moments of levity, on the whole, the Chiefs did not go easy on him. Ontario's Indigenous Affairs Minister was only scheduled to appear at the Chiefs of Ontario Annual Assembly for 30 minutes, but for more than an hour, chiefs and their proxies from across the province grilled Rickford on a range of issues. For the Northwest, the questions were largely connected with lands and resource issues. Gull Bay Chief Wilfred King challenged Rickford on the legality of his government's approach to development projects that could infringe on Indigenous rights.
That's a question I have in terms of your government that, failing to meet the consultation test, you're going to fail to meet the justification test under Sparrow as well. Could you comment on that, please?
There are differences in opinion on how infrastructure should proceed, how resource revenue or resource projects themselves could and should proceed, and I remain flexible and open. I'm speaking on behalf of the Government of Ontario.
He also alleged that negotiators on the Robinson Superior Treaty Annuities case were inappropriately suggesting First Nations resource revenues should be counted against the treaty annuities owed by the government.
Maybe you could tell your staff that they shouldn't be making any of those kind of representations. Miigwech.
Resource revenue sharing agreements are not part of those discussions unless they become it on the matter of future revenues from resources, once the treaty's settled.
Martin Falls Chief Bruce Achnipanescum wants to see the province take a greater role in its First Nations prosperity table and in coordinating between nations concerning the Ring of Fire.
How can we move forward with our First Nation communities involved with the Ring of Fire?
And we have largely stayed out of it, just been funders so that this prosperity table can advance.
Rickford promised his help to several First Nations who were looking for support in matters involving other provincial ministries, including Biktagan Nishnabek, who are making their appeal to the Energy Minister.
We are on all the waters. We own the water and we own the land. And there has been changes to legislation that the ISE has put through that does not allow for an Indigenous adder in order to get a better rate.
And Kitchener-Mekusib-Ninewug, who are looking to simply get a meeting with the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry over historic grievances. The Assembly is continuing through Wednesday and Thursday, with the Chiefs convening on a number of big issues, including justice and the environment. Lee Noonan, TBT News.